When we were growing up, there weren't any skate parks. We used to dream about living down in Southern California where it seemed like there were skate parks everywhere. But in the Bay Area, we didn't have anything. There was one skate park called The Grind out in Sacramento. It was a 2.5-hour drive. So we used to skate ledges, we would skate curbs, we would skate rails. But we never skated transition. Now times have changed, and over the years, cities have been building skate parks as a way to get kids to stay active. In my area in North Carolina, there are at least 5 skate parks within a 30-minute drive. Most of these parks have been built over the last 10 years. But there's one park that was here from the beginning. Today we're here at Chapel Hill Skate Park, which used to be known as Ryan's World. It was built in the 90s, and it is the typical 90s skate park. There are different levels of quarter pipes and ramps on each end, and then in the middle, there's just a bunch of obstacles. Now, I haven't been here in a bit. Usually when it's cold and damp outside, half of the park stays wet, which means you can't really skate it in winter mornings. But today is a beautiful day, it's spring, and I'm gonna skate the park. So my 3 goals for today. First off, the best thing about this park is that you can get speed and do big airs. There's this big pyramid in the middle that I love to air over. I'm gonna do as big of a mute grab as I can, and if I feel up to it, I'm gonna try to do a 180. My second goal, if you've been following, you know that I love topsouls and I'm really bad at them. I'm gonna try to do a topsoul on one of these quarter pipes. I've done it before. I think I'm gonna be able to do it today. And my third goal, there is a flat rail here. And you know that I've been practicing my grinds on flat rails. So I'm going to do all my flat rail grinds. But first, it's time to warm up. Needless to say, this park is pretty busy today. Lots of people just hanging out on top of the decks, and that's difficult to avoid. I don't want to hit anybody, but looks like the big pyramid is open now, so I'm going to try to sneak in an air. Well, a lot of waiting, but finally got the mute. I don't think today is the day for the 180. I think I could do it, but I don't trust people around me. I think they're going to jump out and scare me, and I'm going to run into somebody. And with their parents watching, it's probably not a good look. All right, coping tricks is going to be tough, but I'm going to see if I can find some coping that's raised a little bit. One of the issues of this park is the coping is below the deck for most of the quarter pipes, so it doesn't really work for grinds unless you're completely off the deck, which is not how I do things. Maybe it's okay for skateboards, but harder for rollerblades. But I'll find a spot. That coping is ridiculously low, and it's the tallest coping that I could find, so it's not like I'm trying to find the lowest quarter pipe. It's that I'm trying to find the highest coping, and yeah, it's rough. The deck is like in 2 places, so I got a little bit over on my first Royale, and I hit the deck and it stopped me. This place needs some love. It's like they've built some street objects, but they haven't addressed the coping in the decks. everything's just sagging and destroyed. So no topsoil today. I don't think I can get it there. I don't have my confidence with flat obstacles with a topsoil. But I was able to get a sole, and I was able to get a Royale. So I feel good. I feel like I got a little bit of coping. All right, flat rail. I think I can get it. It's a little lower than I'm used to and a little fatter than I'm used to, but I think I can get my mistrial and my Royale. I'm going to try my back farve. We'll see if I can pull that one off. Alright, rails are still scary, but so much less scary now that I have a rail at the warehouse that I can practice. Mistrial was easy. I didn't get over it like I like to with sole tricks, but I was able to get on it at least. So I'll count that as a win. Royale, I can't believe that Royale felt so good, just solid. Gave it speed. That was the change, that I was able to get a little bit more speed. When I jumped on, I kept my legs bent, and I just picked up my feet. I kept thinking, just pick up my feet. And yeah, I locked it solid. I could go for as long as the rail would let me. Back farve was tough. I do think that this setup, flat with prime frames and 58mm wheels, is good. But if you saw my video last week where I was testing flat 60s, I think that the wheel bite on ledges and fat rails might be tough on back farve. That for me, you know, I've got to get really boot down and I'm just dragging. You could hear the squeak. I was able to get that last one though, and it felt really good. But even then I had a few little squeaks. I think you've got to commit fully to get back farve on this rail. All right, good session today. The park is pretty dead now that I'm tired. I don't know, maybe I should show up later. But it's a fun park. I just wish that they maintained it. Coping is so important to me because I don't get a chance to skate coping anywhere else, and this is just the worst coping ever. I don't know. I think I made the most of what I had, but it's Chapel Hill Park. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. I'll see you next week.